America Street Projects. The projects. Look at this. The projects. Look at this. Hanging tree, right? I want to see if you can see the slave auction block. This is a hanging tree. Look at this to the left. There you gonna see it. There it go. See it right there?
That brick right there?
Yes, sir. And listen, all we do is sell slaves. Can you hear me? All we do. And $1 million house on one side of the street. Don't look over here. Wow. Wow. And Acts 5 and 30, right? He was hung on a tree. Look at the cross. It's the stake. It's the wood. And then also Deuteronomy 28:64 talks about the wood and the stone. Pineal gland. Yeah. Trophies. And look at this tree. Look at this. What kind of city is this? That's right, they sure do. We are that city. When Abraham Lincoln said slavery is now illegal, Charleston said, pow, pow. We wrote the laws. Pow, pow. We did not say it's illegal. We said, let's fight. Now, check this out. This is going to blow your mind. If you look up, you're going to see 3 slaves swinging by their necks. Oh, nope, right here. Right up there. 3 chains swinging, ain't no flower pots. That's right, and above the chain, you see the ceiling painted blue? To keep the ghosts from returning, the spirits. And often they'll start swinging at night, they'll stand on the slave block and take pictures looking for spirits. They always hung us here. They always sold us here. Only created for one reason: to slaughter slaves. Now, if you see a 0 or a half as an address marker, a 0 or a half, that tells you that that's slave quarters. And that's not a very common address marker. But we were only created for one reason. When we come back around here, we're going to see the Mother Emmanuel Church. That brown church steeple to the right. Now, 0 or a half is a very big deal. Now, the slaves were always known for cooking. You are the salt of the earth, the flavor of the earth. You can season some chicken now. You know that. So this building coming up is Zero George. It's a 5-star restaurant. 5-star restaurant, slave cabin.
Okay, starting 0 when you in the number. Is that what you mean? Starting right. 0, not just has the 0 in it. Correct.
I mean, it's just a 0, not
okay. It's just a 0.
You see the address right there?
Slave quarters.
Right. 0, or if you see a half, that means that this building is where slaves stayed at, but it's been refurbished into something fancy. Like this slave cabin is a 5-star restaurant called Zero George. And then in the front, right under those windows, those are cells. That's where the slaves were kept. Dungeons for the slaves. And all the roads, dungeons and the roads covered over, those are not for dogs. That's for us. #1 in the world today. All white tour guides. We got 3 that follow the script, 3 black tour guides that follow the script. They make a bunch of money. The lies is how you do well. If you lie for massa, he will bless you. But the Midas touch, see every fairy tale that mocking us. So we're gonna see where the Midas touch came from. When the rice was ready for harvest, the field would glow a golden hue. And they knew that the rice was ready to be harvested. Carolina golden rice. This building coming into view is an old rice mill. There's no side or back to it. Just a facade. Wow, with the massive floating city in the back of it. Carolina golden rice. What's very interesting about the rice is whenever the slave ships would leave West Africa to come straight across the waters to Charleston, hurricanes followed them. Hurricanes.
Still to this day.
That's right, the same route.
Click that for me, Daddy. Can you click that picture?
Yeah. Okay.
Rice mill. It's a National Historic Landmark. You never see any more of those again.
Always something behind all this stuff. You see stuff like this quite often. You know, I drive trucks, so I've driven over the country and stuff. And you see buildings just sitting there. You wonder, why don't they just tear the rest of that thing down?
Oh, don't touch that. Don't tear that down. And you don't even know
No.
the history behind it. No one knows that this history. And there are 4 scripts. It is kept a mystery. They don't want you to know. Because the truth changes everything that they built. See how tall the carriages are. You see how tall these carriages are. Now, when you see a carriage so tall, to get into the carriage, you use ladders.
Okay.
And see the ladder in the corner? That ladder big old, right straight ahead.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay, yeah.
See how big that is? If they ever admit that the slave auction block is a slave auction block, they're admitting that we're the Israelites. They'll never admit that we're the Israelites. You can be African, you can be Egyptian, you can be anything you want. You just can't be a Jew or an Israelite. If you say that, they're going to swing you on a Christmas tree. Multiple slaves swinging at the same time, often. That's a big ship, bro.
Yeah. Is that the Royal Caribbean, Benny?
Norwegian.
Ship.
That's the
Norwegian.
Norwegian something. Now, what's interesting is when you leave West Africa, when you come with your ship full of slaves, your first stop is the customs house, United States Customs, and here it is. How many steps you think in front of this building?
I probably should know this.
33.
33.
It's not going to be complicated ever. 33 steps.
33, like the Mason.
That's exactly right. On both sides, there's 33 steps and hanging trees. Customs house. Look at that. The Atlantic Ocean. Straight across the water. #1 in the world for selling slaves. In the world.
So they pull them off and they come straight off over here.
That's right. That's right. And it's straight across from Africa. Straight shot.
From Ghana.
Straight from Ghana. Now look at what you're about to see, family. Check this out. So straight from West Africa, now you're in the holy city, Charleston, the cradle of slavery, the capital of slavery now. Israelites slaughtered. Look at this. You can see a massive hanging tree, 33 steps on both sides. And then Deuteronomy 28:68, when he said you're going back into slavery again with ships to be sold a slave man, a slave woman. The slave auction market. But don't forget the hanging trees, 33 steps on both sides of this. Now on the slave auction market, all you're gonna see is a crowd of white people. No blacks. Slave auction market. Moses spoke the prophecy, here it is. Wow, so happy.
I've always gotten vibes when I came to South Carolina. I've always had some bad feeling, like, you know. Always had that. Didn't know what it was.
People come here and just start crying without knowing anything and can't even stay. The spirit here is death, a beautiful slaughter. Look at all of the happy white people. No blacks, unless we working for crumbs, hard, for nothing. The slave auction market, Deuteronomy 28:68. Back in the slavery again with ships, this is where you got dropped off at. They had whooping posts down the center. Whooping post.
Bunch of 'em.
A bunch of them. These are millionaires and billion-dollar companies. Slave auction market, all white shoppers.
All these buildings.
5 blocks. This is where I grew up at. 53 years my family been on this block. Same block right now. Auntie to the left, cousin Ashley to the right. And all you see is happy white people, rich with good credit. Cousin, what's up, family? Charleston, look at the beauty. The basket weavers, very good. We coming to check you out. Look at the soul at the top of the steps.
Smooth skin.
You see that? That's right. You good? You know what? Brett, you on live right now. Look at what he doing. Sweetgrass Road.